Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. Luffy is an extremely skilled pirate, possessor of the most powerful devil fruit in the world of One Piece. However, there is the possibility that he will become even stronger in other ways. We know that Luffy is an experienced devil fruit user, carrying the fruit of the sun god Nika. Even though he has a power, it is possible that he will learn to use swords like several other pirates in the One Piece universe. In today's video, we will talk about the reasons why Luffy doesn't use swords, as well as several powerful and important pirates, and we will talk about a possible weapon that he could obtain in this final saga. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up to unlock your devil fruit powers, and hit that subscribe button to awaken. Now, let's jump into the video. Guys, Monkey D. Luffy is known for his unique and impressive combat ability, using mainly his powerful and elastic fists, a result of possessing the no Mi devil fruit. Throughout Luffy's journey in search of One Piece, fans have consistently noted his decision not to use weapons during combat. This choice is linked to your personality, values, and the development of your devil fruit ability. Firstly, Luffy is a character who values freedom and authenticity. It represents the idea of following your own principles and living by your own rules. By refraining from using weapons, Luffy highlights his preference for fair and honest fighting, where physical strength and individual skills are the main elements at play. His rejection of weapons reflects his search for strength that comes from within, rather than relying on external tools. Furthermore, Luffy's choice not to wield weapons is deeply rooted in his admiration for Garp, one of the most influential and respected Marines in the world of One Piece. Garp, although he had completely opposite goals from his grandson, Luffy saw him as a strong inspiration. Luffy saw Garp as notable for his approach of not relying on weapons, relying instead on his imposing presence and personal skills. This legacy is passed on to Luffy, who sees the use of weapons as an unnecessary distraction on his journey to become the Pirate King. Luffy's own devil fruit, the no Mi, plays a crucial role in his choice not to use weapons. By granting him elastic powers and the ability to stretch his limbs to extraordinary distances, the fruit offers Luffy a versatile range of combat techniques. This unique ability serves as a natural extension of his own body, making the use of conventional weapons unnecessary. Luffy's confidence in his own physical strength and the abilities he derives from his devil fruit reinforces his resolve to fight without relying on external artifices. Furthermore, Luffy's refusal to take up weapons contributes to the broader message conveyed by One Piece about the importance of individuality and overcoming challenges through personal development. While many characters in the world of One Piece rely on weapons, swordplay techniques, or special devices, Luffy stands out as a fighter who achieves greatness based on his own skills and convictions. The exceptional ability afforded by the no Mi not only influences Luffy's decision not to use weapons, but also shapes his unique approach to combat. Mastery over the fruit's elastic powers grants Luffy incredible agility, allowing him to dodge attacks with ease and respond with quick and accurate counterattacks. His elasticity also gives him the ability to extend his limbs to surprising distances, catching his opponents by surprise and granting him a strategic advantage. The no Mi is not just a combat tool, but a literal extension of who Luffy is as a fighter and person. His elastic cuffs became symbols of the resistance, tenacity, and unshakable will that characterize his personality. By incorporating these elements into his fighting style, Luffy creates a symbolic connection between his own identity and his supernatural abilities, further reinforcing his decision not to rely on external weapons. Another crucial aspect is the continuous development of techniques based on no Mi. Throughout Luffy's journey, we witness the evolution and creation of new techniques, such as Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, and Gear 4th. These advanced abilities further explore the limits of his elastic capabilities, providing him with a variety of strategic options during combat. This constant progression not only eliminates the need for weapons, but also demonstrates Luffy's deep understanding of his own powers. Furthermore, Luffy's refusal to use weapons is related to his conviction that true strength lies in overcoming one's limits. By trusting in his natural abilities, he symbolizes the idea that authenticity and self-improvement are fundamental to achieving significant goals. Using weapons would be something that would go against his initial ideals for Luffy, as it would compromise his journey of personal growth and self-improvement. Luffy's decision not to use weapons during combat is connected to the unique properties of his no Mi, which offers not only a form of combat, but an extension of his own identity. The confidence in his natural abilities, the constant evolution of his techniques, and the search for authenticity make Luffy's choice much more than a combat preference. purpose. It is an expression of his life philosophy and an integral part of what makes him the formidable captain of the Straw Hat Pirates in One Piece. In a revealing interview, Eiichiro Oda, the creator behind One Piece, shared intriguing details about the series' long-awaited final saga on SBS. He revealed that fans can expect the introduction of an iconic character who embodies classic stereotypes associated with pirates. A fearless warrior with a sword, eye patch, and other distinctive features that echo the popular imagination. This new antagonist, whose design is carefully crafted to evoke the romance and mythology surrounding pirates, promises to pose a formidable challenge for Monkey D. Luffy and his companions. The character, whose name still remains shrouded in mystery, is destined to become an icon in the final plot of One Piece. The revelation of this new adversary suggests that the final saga will test not only Luffy's physical strength, but also his ability to adapt to different combat styles. The classic pirate character is described as someone who masters the art of the sword in an extraordinary way, becoming an imminent threat to Luffy, whose fighting style is more focused on the use of his elastic fists thanks to the Gomu Gomu no Mi, as previously mentioned. When facing this powerful enemy, Luffy finds himself faced with a dilemma. To overcome this adversary, he may be forced to learn and incorporate sword techniques into his combat repertoire. This would make the narrative even more interesting and dynamic, allowing Luffy to learn a fighting style beyond the ones he already knows and has mastered. Learning to use swords could present the protagonist's growth and also the expansion of his abilities to face unique and unknown challenges. The introduction of this new character with classic pirate stereotypes in the final saga of One Piece brings with it not only a physical challenge for Luffy, but also a new dynamic for the story. This mysterious pirate, whose sword prowess and mastery of haki may be comparable to the legendary levels achieved by Goldie Roger, emerges as a figure who transcends the common notion of antagonists. His exceptional skill with a sword is equated with that of Roger, the Pirate King, who, according to legend, mastered the arts of fencing with unparalleled mastery. This deliberate connection to Roger not only establishes the new adversary as a threat of epic scale, but also adds a symbolic dimension to the narrative. Luffy's encounter with someone who channels the abilities of the legendary Roger represents a confrontation not just physical, but a collision between eras, marking the beginning of a new pirate era. Furthermore, this pirate's mastery of haki reaches extraordinary levels, even exceeding expectations for the already high standards of the New World. His haki can be described as being so penetrating and imposing that it leaves even the most experienced opponents surprised. This exceptional mastery of haki not only adds an element of unpredictability to the confrontation, but also calls into question Luffy's own beliefs about strength and ability to overcome. The revelation of an opponent who not only embodies classic pirate stereotypes, but also equals or even surpasses Roger's legendary abilities, presents a significant dilemma for Luffy. To meet this challenge, he may be required to transcend the limits of his traditional fighting style, potentially adopting the use of swords and further honing his skills with haki. Luffy, throughout the series, has been portrayed as an individual who values authenticity over appearances. His simplicity and honesty are reflected even in his everyday clothing, which is functional and practical. The captain of the Straw Hat Pirates has always prioritized comfort and mobility in his clothes, which aligns with his fighting style based on agility and flexibility. Another aspect to consider is Luffy's unpretentious personality. He does not seek recognition or respect through an imposing image, but rather through his actions and achievements. His quest for the title of Pirate King is motivated by a passion for freedom and adventure, not by the need to adopt a specific image. Furthermore, Luffy is known for defying expectations. By not dressing like a classic pirate stereotype, he continues to subvert typical norms of the genre, standing out as a unique and unpredictable protagonist in One Piece. This choice also reinforces the idea that Luffy's strength is not in his appearance, but in his actions, determination, and strong bond with his crew. His journey is marked by challenges that go beyond the surface, and his choice of attire may reflect his commitment to remaining true to himself, regardless of external expectations. Firstly, it is important to consider Luffy's emotional and psychological context. The series has constantly explored the feelings and motivation behind its main character's actions. If, in the plot, Luffy reaches a point where his identity as the future Pirate King merges with the heritage and symbolism associated with legendary pirates, adopting a new look could serve as a way to show his greatness as a true pirate. Throughout the series, we've seen Luffy absorb and incorporate characteristics of individuals he admires. His fighting style, for example, is a unique fusion of techniques learned from other pirates and his own innovations. Likewise, a change to his look could represent a visual homage to the great pirate pirates who shaped the golden age of piracy, connecting him more deeply to the legacy he is destined to lead. The reactions of the characters around Luffy would also be a crucial aspect to explore. His crewmates, who have been following his journey since the beginning, could express a range of emotions, from surprise to admiration. The world of One Piece is vast and full of characters with unique styles and looks. If Luffy decides to dress more classically, it could have implications for his interactions with other pirates, sailors, and factions present on the Grand Route. This visual change could provoke respect, challenges, or even distrust, causing several divergent opinions regarding this new pirate look that Luffy would adopt. Throughout the various One Piece openings and promotional materials, it is possible to observe that, on some occasions, the Straw Hats are portrayed wearing more classic pirate costumes. These visual representations, even if they do not directly confirm changes in the plot, arouse curiosity and speculation among fans about the possibility of a change in the character's appearance during the final saga of the series. The use of different clothing and promotional material can be interpreted in various ways. It can be an artistic choice intended to create visual impact and excitement, without necessarily indicating specific events in the narrative. On the other hand, it could also be a subtle hint of what's to come in the story. This type of marketing strategy is common in long-running series, such as One Piece, where the creator seeks to maintain the public's interest and create expectations for future developments. Openings, in particular, are often filled with symbolism and visual clues, but they do not always strictly follow the sequence of events in the story. The possibility of the Straw Hats adopting a more classic pirate look in the final saga adds an extra layer of excitement for fans, not just visual, but also typical pirate swords, such as swords, long-range weapons, or even other combat tools. Captain Monkey D. Luffy's most striking feature in One Piece is his combat style based on wrestling techniques and the powers of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the devil fruit, that granted him the ability to stretch his limbs like rubber. Throughout the series, Luffy has consistently resisted the use of conventional weapons, such as swords, in his combat. This strategic choice not only reflects the unique nature of his powers, but is also deeply rooted in his philosophy and personality. The main reason why Luffy doesn't use swords is because of his confidence in his own fighting style, as previously stated. His ability to use the elastic powers of the Gomu Gomu no Mi provides an incredibly varied range of combat techniques, from powerful attacks to agile, evasive movements. This versatility inherent to his powers makes the use of conventional weapons unnecessary for him. Furthermore, Luffy's aversion to using weapons is a manifestation of his intrepid and straightforward personality. He seeks to face his opponents head-on, with his own skills and determination, rather than relying on external trickery. This mindset highlights his unshakable confidence in his own strengths and the techniques that derive from the Gomu Gomu no Mi. One Piece's narrative also explores the importance of each character embracing and honing their individual abilities. Luffy embodies this idea by refusing to use swords, choosing to stand out through his unique and distinctive fighting style. This decision is symbolic, representing the idea that each person should embrace their uniqueness and innate abilities, instead of following the conventional standards of a pirate or even a sailor. It is worth mentioning that although Luffy does not use swords, his crew has members specialized in sword techniques, such as Roronoa, Zoro. This diversity of skills within the crew highlights the complementarity of the members and the importance of each contributing their unique strengths to the success of the group. However, the possibility of Luffy learning to use swords cannot be ruled out, especially considering the diverse and challenging environment of the New World, where new skills are often needed to face powerful enemies. Learning sword techniques could offer Luffy an even greater variety of attacks, complementing his fighting style with his elastic body. Furthermore, the ability to wield a sword could provide him with strategic advantages in specific situations, enabling him to face enemies with unique abilities that cannot be defeated with punches and kicks alone. This expansion of abilities would not only be a means of strengthening Luffy physically, but it could also represent a symbolic maturation of his character. The willingness to learn and adapt would demonstrate an openness to continuous evolution, something fundamental to facing the growing challenges of the world of One Piece. It is worth noting that Luffy's decision to learn how to use swords would be influenced by several factors, including the teachings of crew members such as Roronoa Zoro, who is a master in the art of the sword. The close relationship between crew members often results in the exchange of skills and techniques, and Luffy could benefit from his companion's specialized knowledge. Luffy's choice to learn how to use swords would be an exciting development, providing fans with a fresh perspective on his character. The world of One Piece is full of surprises, and Luffy's trajectory continues to be an inexhaustible source of fascination and speculation for fans. Luffy's decision to learn how to use swords would open up a new range of strategic possibilities to face the challenges that await the Straw Hat Pirates. By incorporating sword techniques into his repertoire of skills, Luffy could more effectively deal with enemies that require specific approaches, increasing his versatility in combat. In addition to the practical aspect, Luffy's learning journey could also provide moments of emotional development. His acceptance of sword techniques as an extension of his fighting style would demonstrate his openness to growing as a fighter and leader. The influence of crew members, like Roronoa Zoro, would be crucial in this learning process. Zoro, as a skilled swordsman, could offer valuable guidance to Luffy, sharing not only sword techniques, but also fundamental principles about honor, discipline, and responsibility. This exchange between crew members is a central dynamic in One Piece, highlighting the importance of teamwork and mutual support. The possibility of Luffy learning to use swords could also be an indication of even more formidable challenges ahead. Powerful and mysterious enemies can require extraordinary adaptations, and acquiring new abilities would be a logical response to growing threats in the pirate world. This possibility of Luffy using a sword increases even more with the recent evolution and awakening of the power of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, reaching the full power of the legendary deity known as Nika. This awakening gave rise to new possibilities and potential abilities within the work of One Piece that could allow Monkey D. Luffy to obtain two extremely powerful swords that could be used during the final conflicts of the work of One Piece. The legend of Nika, the great liberating warrior, depicts him holding a sword and spear in his imposing silhouette. This iconic image suggests that Luffy, upon obtaining the full power of Nika, could eventually acquire and wield the weapons that former wielders of this extraordinary power used in the past. Awakening the Gomu Gomu no Mi to the full Nika stage not only amplifies Luffy's characteristic elasticity, but also potentially embodies the legendary warrior's skills and knowledge. Considering the clear representation of Nika wielding a sword and a spear, there's speculation that Luffy, by fully embracing this legacy, could use these legendary weapons in his own confrontations. The One Piece narrative has always explored the concept of inheritance and legacy, and the transition of power from Nika to Luffy represents not just an expansion of his physical capabilities, but also a deeper connection to the history and deeds of the warriors who came before him. Adopting the weapons associated with Nika would be a symbolic and practical way of incorporating the legacy of the liberating warrior into your own journey, ultimately becoming Joy Boy, the one responsible for causing global change in this world, bringing freedom to all those who are chained or imprisoned. The development of this possible ability could also be influenced by the environment that surrounds Luffy in the New World, where powerful enemies and intense challenges demand constant adaptations and improvements. Using Nika's weapons could provide Luffy with a strategic advantage in battles against formidable opponents. The sword and spear that Nika, the liberating warrior, wielded in his legendary silhouette may not just be ordinary weapons, but perhaps a part of a unique set of legendary artifacts in the world of One Piece. Speculation is growing among fans that these weapons, imbued with Nika's power, could be one of the 12 most powerful swords known in the series universe. Considered by many swordsmen as legendary swords that transform their bearers into powerful characters. The 12 most powerful swords, known as the Supreme Grade Blades, are renowned artifacts, each with their own history, power, and importance. Because there are only 12 of these swords, it becomes very difficult and rare to have one of these weapons in your hands. If Nika's sword and spear are in fact one of these ultimate grade blades, Luffy's journey to obtain them would add a fascinating dimension to his quest for the title of Pirate King. The search for these powerful swords would not only be a physical endeavor, but also an exploration of the past and legacy surrounding these legendary artifacts. Then exploring more about the existence of the deity known as Nika, and even the title of Joy Boy. Each of the Supreme Grade Blades is unique in its own way, with properties and stories that can provide Luffy with valuable knowledge and extraordinary abilities. The final saga of One Piece could witness Luffy embarking on an epic quest to locate and conquer the Supreme Grade Blades, including Nika's sword and spear, which may be stored in a location where the former Joy Boy may have kept it. One of these places could even be in the kingdom in which it had great technology and which had its true name erased from history, currently called a Great Kingdom, which was destroyed in the past by the union of countries in what we currently know as Sekai Seifu. This journey would take him to intense confrontations, surprising discoveries, and unexpected alliances as he faces challenges that go beyond known limits in search of obtaining these powerful weapons. Furthermore, obtaining these legendary weapons could be a significant step in asserting Luffy's power as a true pirate king and current bearer of the Nika fruit. Possession of the supreme grade blades could symbolize not only physical strength, but also the understanding and acceptance of the legacy he inherited, marking him as a worthy and respected leader. The prospect of Luffy wielding the powerful weapons associated with Nika could lead to a possible confrontation against Shanks, one of the most powerful pirates in the world of One Piece, a fight that Shanks could even have planned to happen in the future. Shanks, known for his exceptional skill in using the sword Gryphon and Haki, represents a formidable challenge that Luffy can face on his journey to become the Pirate King. The Supreme Grade Blades, being one of the 12 most powerful swords, can offer Luffy a significant advantage in this epic confrontation. The duality of weapons, sword and spear, would provide the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates with a variety of strategic options to deal with Shanks' remarkable abilities. These two combat tools, together with the power of freedom provided by Nika, could allow its wielder to reach a high level of mastery, becoming practically invincible during combat. The intensity of the battle would be amplified by the historical resonance of these weapons, connecting Luffy to Nika's legacy and the events that shaped the world of One Piece. The use of Haki would play a central role in this confrontation, as both Shanks and Luffy are skilled adepts of this advanced form of combat, constantly using Haki during the confrontation to demonstrate the great power that both have in their hands. The exchange of blows, imbued with Haki between two such important and powerful figures in the pirate universe, would be an extraordinary spectacle, marked by a competition of skills, cunning, and willpower. In addition to the physical dimension of the battle, the narrative would also explore the emotional and symbolic aspects of this confrontation, focusing on the relationship between these two characters and showing how strong they managed to become throughout their journeys in search of this great treasure. The relationship between Shanks and Luffy, which we saw at the beginning of the series, shows that they have a very remarkable past. In addition to Shanks being responsible for making Luffy eat the Nika fruit indirectly, he also gave Luffy the Straw Hat, marking a great future promise between these two great pirates. The resolution of this clash would not only determine the course of Luffy's journey, but would also test the limits of loyalty and friendship established throughout history, showing who of the two will be able to reach this great destiny. The outcome of this potential battle between Luffy and Shanks, involving the Supreme Grade Blades and the Gryphon sword, remains shrouded in mystery. These two tools that Luffy could obtain are extremely mysterious, as is Shanks' current sword, which has not been shown its real capacity so far. As one of the 12 most powerful swords, the sword and spear belonging to the former Joy Boy, bearer of Nika's fruit, could offer Luffy a significant advantage in this epic confrontation. The duality of weapons, sword and spear, would provide the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates with a variety of strategic options to deal with Shanks' remarkable abilities. The intensity of the battle would be amplified by the historical resonance of these weapons, connecting Luffy to Nika's legacy and the events that completely shaped the world of One Piece in the past. The use of Haki would play a central role in this confrontation, as both Shanks and Luffy are skilled adepts of this advanced form of combat, being one of the main focuses in combat. The exchange of blows imbued with Haki between two such powerful figures in the pirate universe would be an extraordinary spectacle, marked by a competition of skills, cunning, and willpower. Furthermore, the vibrant atmosphere of the confrontation between Luffy and Shanks would be compounded by the fact that they both share a connection with the legendary Nika, the creator of the Supreme Grade Blades and holder of an intricate history that shaped the world of One Piece. Nika's true nature and the purpose behind her creations could be revealed during this epic battle, revealing a little about Shanks' knowledge of this deity. It would be an opportunity to explore the secrets of the past and how they intertwine with the present, offering fans a deeper look into the One Piece universe. Furthermore, Shanks' presence would bring emotional and ethical issues to the surface. Luffy would have to face not only a formidable opponent, but also someone who played a crucial role role in his formation as a pirate and as a person. Resolving this conflict would not only be a matter of physical strength, but also of maturity and mutual understanding. It could be a moment of transcendence for Luffy, where he not only surpasses Shanks in combat, but also understands the reasons behind his former friend's actions. Furthermore, the battle between Luffy and Shanks could have significant implications for the world of One Piece as a whole, as both are powerful pirates considered to be Yonkou. The outcome of this confrontation could trigger political and social changes, influencing alliances between pirates, governments, and other powerful groups. The battle between Luffy and Shanks, wielding the powerful weapons associated with Nika, would not just be a physical duel, but an event that would shape the future of the One Piece universe, revealing long-kept secrets and testing the limits of friendship and loyalty. The arena for the confrontation between Luffy and Shanks would be the stage for a battle that transcends simple physical borders. The shining blades, imbued with haki, would cut through the air in a spectacle of dexterity and power, while the two pirates, each pursuing their goals and honoring their history, would enter into combat that could determine the future of the entire world of One Piece. The exchange of advanced haki techniques would be the focal point of the duel, with Luffy exploiting the capabilities of Nika's sword and spear to match Shanks' formidable skill with the Gryphon sword. Meanwhile, flashbacks would intertwine with the present, revealing crucial moments in the relationship between Shanks and Luffy. The promise made when the Straw Hat was handed over, the challenges overcome, and the lessons learned would be highlighted, adding depth to the battle. The battle would also echo in the surrounding islands and seas, with pirates, sailors, and revolutionaries closely watching the outcome. The fate of Luffy and Shanks would become a turning point in history, influencing alliances and rivalries in the vast world of One Piece. As the blades clashed, Luffy's determination to become Pirate King and Shanks' commitment to his principles would be put to the test. The outcome of the battle would be uncertain, keeping fans on edge. Regardless of the outcome, the battle between Luffy and Shanks would become an important part of the story of One Piece, an epic saga that would continue to inspire and captivate generations of fans, perpetuating the legacy of the Pirate King and his remarkable companions. In general, as the final saga of One Piece unfolds, there are signs that Monkey D. Luffy, the charismatic captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, may embark on a journey of self-discovery and even deeper improvement. Among the many intriguing possibilities, there is speculation that Luffy may, throughout this saga, learn to use swords, adding a new dimension to his combat skills. Luffy's decision to learn how to wield a sword would represent a significant expansion in his characteristic fighting style, which has always been marked by the exceptional powers of the Gomu Gomu no Mi. This potential change could be influenced by several factors, including the unique challenges faced by the pirate captain in the New World, where versatile skills are often required to overcome formidable enemies. Learning sword techniques would not only be a matter of acquiring a new skill, but also a demonstration of maturity and adaptability on Luffy's part. This strategic choice could allow him to face a wider variety of opponents, each with their own skills and combat styles. Sword learning could also be influenced by the presence of crew members who specialize in this type of combat, such as Roronoa, Zoro. Interaction between crew members has always played a key role in skill development in One Piece, and the possibility of Luffy learning from Zoro's expertise could be an exciting element in that evolution. However, this speculation also raises questions about how Luffy's new ability would align with his combat philosophy and his confidence in his own abilities. The use of swords could represent a necessary adaptation to face specific challenges, but Luffy's true strength has always been in his uniqueness and his ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable limits. Speculation that Luffy might learn to use swords in One Piece's final saga not only adds a new layer to his journey of growth, but also opens up the intriguing possibility of Roronoa Zoro, the Straw Hat Pirates' skilled swordsman, playing a crucial role in this process. Zoro, renowned for his mastery of the sword and his samurai code of honor, could become a natural mentor for Luffy in this regard, practically becoming a master to Luffy. The dynamic between the two characters has been marked by mutual respect and camaraderie since their first encounters, and the idea of Zoro guiding Luffy in the art of swordsmanship adds an exciting dimension to the relationship between master and apprentice. The extraordinary swordsman would not only possess the technical skills needed to guide Luffy, but would also share his own experience and understanding of the importance and responsibility associated with using swords. The search for Nika's legendary weapons, sword and spear, could become an integral part of this training, involving Luffy in a meaningful quest that transcends the purely physical aspect of combat. The connection between Zoro and Nika's weapons may date back to the history of the most powerful swords in the world of One Piece. Zoro, with his deep knowledge of martial arts and the history of swords, could play a crucial role in helping helping Luffy unlock the mysteries behind these legendary weapons, providing not only practical instruction, but historical guidance as well. Furthermore, this collaboration between Luffy and Zoro would resonate with the essence of the Straw Hat crew, where each member contributes their unique skills to achieve common goals. Luffy's learning from Zoro would reflect not only the pirate captain's individual evolution, but also the strength and cohesion of the crew as a whole. Nevertheless, given One Piece's reputation for twists and surprises, Luffy's path and the potential of learning to use swords remain shrouded in uncertainty and emotions. Fans eagerly await to discover how this potential evolution of Luffy will unfold as the narrative delves deeper into the series' latest saga. That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.